Derivatives trading involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results.
So stressful when the world's on fire. Good God. I can't look at this, guys. Like, my strategy is you buy it and you hope that you got a good spot. Yeah, but we all think you're crazy. You don't fight this. No way. The markets are freaking out and you don't think that anything is wrong? Come back tomorrow and I'll lose it all. Should be fun. Good morning, everybody. The 9th of October. Friday. Oh, it's a Friday. Is it a Friday? Well, guys, it's Friday. I'm happy because I'm feeling so tired. It's been a week. Okay. To the charts. Volume profile. E-mini. Yesterday, it was starting out a little bearish. You got this little move down. Nancy Pelosi on the television. Wait. I wasn't showing the chart. Okay. Started out bearish. Nancy Pelosi just being crazy up there on the stage, I feel. Talking about how we have to crush the virus, and it just, the way that she was talking up there on stage, it did not sound to me like she was going to make a deal. She was all pushing for their big deal. Anyways, it didn't sound to me like somebody that was about to make concessions. But then at the end of her speech, she was like, well, we're still talking. I'm hopeful that we get a deal, yada, yada, yada. And then, so we moved up. And then overnight, we got news that, like, the Trump administration wants to make a deal, that Donald Trump was upset at how the market reacted when he said that they were shutting down negotiations. At least that's the headline, and we're higher. Treasuries saw a really crazy dip there. You can see really crazy dip when that happened, but they've since recovered it. But overall, pressure in the longer term chart still looks very much on the sell side. So I don't know if they'll be able to do it this week, but we'll see. By the way, look at the spread. Little bit of flattening there in the 2s and 10s. We go to the ZB. Here again, I guess it's kind of been in a range, but we've seen flattening through the session, then it recovers. So we need to keep an eye on that, because a lot of people are short the 30-year and are looking for steepening. And if we start to see flattening, that's a lot of people are going to get stopped out on the curve. So oil higher yesterday, doing okay now, 41. Gold once again making a move, this time well above 1900, and up to, well, close to resistance. Let's say that they're at resistance. Oh, we're getting a move here. I'm getting a move. I don't know. Okay, I'm just going to ignore it. Last one. Copper looking good. I guess there are some strikes in Chile. It looks like the copper supply is going to be a little bit constrained. I'm going to go check out our friends over at Kennecott, Rio Tinto today. See what they're looking like. I bet you they're doing well. And then finally, the dollar. The dollar, weaker. Actually, looks like they're getting at like lows of the week. You know, I should set this up to show us more than 5 days. Let's show 10 days, shall we? I guess that's as far as it's going. Let me see. But yeah, dollar looking weak at the moment. 93.26. Okay, I don't know what that move was. I don't see any. Okay. New White House is now completely set on striking a COVID stimulus deal with Speaker Pelosi. They expect working all week next week on getting a deal. No one guarantees it goes anywhere in the Senate. Trump wants badly. More in the Playbook PM. We'll have everything you need to know. That's Jake Sherman. So Jake Sherman is probably the best guy to follow on this stuff right now, by the way. But it still is kind of like, the issue here is that Nancy Pelosi wants money for blue states, and Republicans refuse to give it. And I think that Donald Trump would have been more than willing earlier to have strike a certain deal. I'm sure that Donald Trump would have been willing to give concessions earlier, but it's really the Republicans in the Senate, I think, are one part of the ones playing hard, refusing to do certain things, and Pelosi is trying to play hardball because she thinks that she's going to win the election. So this does not guarantee a deal, but I think that it is a positive news story. So that might have been, we might have seen a pop there, even though this was kind of the same news story that we started the session with. So you got some robots taking a move there and then retracing is what it looks like. I did see like some stops were hitting everything. We went up to the buyer's cost basis and we came back, but we're still neutral. I'm not necessarily super anxious to get in a position. Okay, so we're getting a bunch of Canadian numbers here, not US numbers though. But we might see a little bit of movement. Yeah, okay. Treasury is down on that. Although I haven't gotten the numbers on my screen. Well, their employment change was really good. It was 300 versus 156 expected. 378,000 versus 150,000. That's real good. Good job, Canada. Good job. Bravo. And we're seeing that cumulative delta rising. I don't know, though. I kind of help but wonder if they're not going to try and push them down first and stop those guys out before they decide to go. Twitter is pretty lively today. The hell is this? Why am I following this person? Because they're like all selling all sorts of bullshit on Twitter. The Futures magazine says that gold's futures correction has run its course. Okay. Oh, Donald Trump tweeting. U.S. postal worker in New Jersey arrested and accused of dumping mail and election ballots. If I could pontificate for a moment. Oh, wait, what's Vlad saying here? Earnings coming up late October. Every time they say the deal, algos react. How to screw in money calls on Friday to take stock lowers. Yeah. I mean, if it's a headline that we've already heard, I would just fade it for it to come back. That Squawk's talking. I should make a thing so that you can see when the Squawk is talking, but not hear it, so that it doesn't seem like on replay. Why are you pausing? What's wrong with you, Seth? Yeah. So So if I can pontificate for a moment, I've seen a lot of corruption in American politics lately, especially this year. I think everybody would agree. They would probably disagree on who is responsible for the corruption or who is engaging in it the most. But the thing that I find disturbing is not that there is political corruption, because there's always been political corruption. But the thing that bothers me is that I am starting to see it permeate every level of society to where regular people are now trying to engage in this corruption. So you have mailmen and, not putting the ballots out. There's been stories about guys going through the mailboxes and stealing ballots. It's just been absolutely ridiculous. Just absolutely ridiculous, the amount of stuff we've seen. But you know what? What are you going to expect? This is what happens when you start trying to bribe voters with cash. I mean, honestly, at this point, it's basically turned into the politicians are trying to bribe voters with cash. Donald Trump did it. The Democrats are trying to do it by promising $4 trillion in stimulus after they win. And that's what you get.
Vlad Stolyarov says yeah happens in Russia.
Ooh.
Vlad Stolyarov says bribe people with food.
Ooh, that is a point. Yeah, at some point they're going to stop
Stolyarov
bribing
says
you with
before
money.
elections.
At some point they're going to stop bribing you with money and they're going to be bribing you with food. That is so scary, but that is a good thought. I mean, not a good thought, but like a well put point. Not saying that that's for sure what's going to happen or anything, but it scares me. But see, this is the thing: is there's a lot of things I think right now that voters can be afraid of, if I could say that, right? Um, I think a lot of the things that the Democrats want to do seem scary to me. Okay, like that the Democrats would nuke the filibuster and then pack the Supreme Court. That seems scary to me. I don't actually think that they would do it. I mean, that would be really hard to do. I'm not so sure that they would actually do it. But apparently, enough Democrats want it to happen that Joe Biden is afraid to say, no, we're not going to do that. It's just, you see his comment on it yesterday where he said, well, look, if I told you guys, then it would be the big news story on every news. Yes! Because we're having an election and it's probably the most important issue that you could probably talk about. Because if you do it, it would be the biggest change to the Constitution and the way that our government works since its founding. Yeah, it would be news. You want us to elect you and not tell us what you think on one of the most important policy points, right? Absolutely, like to me, absolutely disqualifying. But here's the thing: that Joe Biden would go full on Democrat is less
Max
scary
One.
to people
Professor
than the
One T
virus.
says hi Seth.
It's less scary to people than the virus, so it's not affecting them. Hey Max Prof, how are you? That's a new name. Are you using algo for trading? Well, I have this algorithm.
Max One.
That
Professor One T says, are you using algo for trading?
I have this algorithm that backtests really, really well, but it requires tick replay. And for some reason, when I try and use tick replay in a strategy, Ninja Trader seizes up and crashes. So I haven't been using that one. I guess we should maybe bring back our market depth robot. Let's do that. I turned him off. I have a couple of robots that we've just kind of been testing. So this market depth robot is really more about just kind of testing some theories about the way that the market reacts to level 2. The theory is that it's much more random than people think. So I don't expect it to necessarily make money. But we tried it one way and it did very, very poorly. So now I'm trying it the other way. What I'm finding is that there's a certain signal that when we're getting a move, it happens. But that what
Eric
happens is
McDermott
people
says,
spoof
remember,
that move.
Don't worry about reading the bill. Nancy Pelosi, just vote for it. You'll find out later. The healthcare bill I believe they passed.
I just can't believe that a politician is asking us to vote for him and not telling us what we're actually voting for. Like, this is never happened. It's just unreal to me. is just unreal to me. But the thing is, I mean, I see Republicans that are really politically engaged talking about it, but I don't see anybody else talking about it. Have you? Do you see regular people out on the street or that are in your neighbor? Well, like, of course you don't because, you know, coronavirus. But maybe people on your Facebook. Do you see people on your Facebook saying, "Well, this is a really big deal, and I was going to vote for Joe Biden, but now I'm not"? I haven't seen that. If Donald Trump came out and said something like that, I wouldn't vote for him. No way. Not on that particular issue. And of course, the bigger issue for Joe Biden is that it's not just that one issue. It's like on every issue, they're lying about things. It's like, I don't support the Green New Deal. And then you look on his website and it says that he does. What? Come on. I don't support banning fracking. And then there's this big long video montage of like the 6 times during the debates that he said he was going to ban fracking. Crazy. He doesn't want, it's when you have to lie about your own positions. Like, it's one thing like when you flip-flop. It would be one thing if Joe Biden came out and he said, "Well, at one point I thought that yeah, we should ban fracking, but I have since been talking to people in the industry and they have convinced me how stupid of an idea that is, and I admit that I was taken by the extremists in my party, but I know the right thing now." And yeah, I don't know. I mean, of course, you wouldn't say it like that, but look, you can flip flop, sure, but he's not even flip flopping. They're just straight up saying, "No, we never supported that." Come on, like you realize we have video of all this stuff, right, Biden? Oh, my face is a little blue today because I changed the lighting. I've noticed. I've been making videos on TikTok. You can go and find me on TikTok, Speculator Seth. Although I'm kind of, going for a different audience. So probably a lot of the content that I provide on TikTok, most of you guys are already familiar with. Does he admit it? That's
Eric
funny.
McDermott says it's like the guy who farts in the elevator. Does he admit it? Smiley face.
But anyways, but I have this thing where anytime I make a finance video, maybe I will get like 150 views, and that's it. So it's like it will show it to the domicile, and I don't even get likes, but it never gets shown to the wider audience. And then I go and I view these other accounts from people that quite frankly have no clue what they're talking about. Like, honestly, I've seen some finance creators on TikTok that are just obviously clueless. Like, they're just repeating something that they read on a website, and they clearly haven't traded it before. And they'll get like thousands of likes. I'm like, what the hell? What am I doing wrong? I make the videos shorter. I make them better. I've tried a bunch of different things, and I can't really seem to get anything to work. And I'm starting to wonder: is there something in the algorithm, like it analyzes the video itself, and if you're a good-looking person or a good-looking girl, it's more likely to send you out or something like that? I'm starting to wonder. It's starting to go with my head. Because here on this camera, it's not such a big deal. But for some reason on TikTok, with the way that its filters go and everything like that, it makes this eye look a lot smaller than this eye. So, and it does this. This eye is kind of getting droopy. I don't know what to do about it. Maybe I need to go see a doctor about it. Like, it's kind of just kind of it's willing to rest lower for whatever reason. I think it might be because one eye sees better than the other, and I squint a lot. But I don't know. Maybe I need eye surgery. That would help. Okay, so Spain is to declare a state of emergency in Madrid. Get the eye patch. They look cool in it, and that would drive me
Eric
crazy.
McDermott says get the eye patch. They look cool. And in fashion.
Not being able to see out of one eye. I could do something. Like, here's the thing, is that I could start, like...
Vlad Stolyarov says no.
No. I could start wearing crazy stuff in the videos. What if I just get a Mandalorian helmet and I do all of the finance that way? What do you think about that? Oh, not doing streams with the helmet on, though. That would be too hard.
Eric
Like
McDermott says yes, like a pirate. Pirates are cool.
I mean, I have the
Stolarov
bird.
says Halloween costume.
Is that why you're saying a pirate? Because I got the bird. I tell you what, the treasuries moved down there. They did. I was kind of wondering, should I sell it at 27? I don't know, but it did go down quite a bit lower. And definitely in the 30 years. So we're still seeing that steepening and bearish action. I'm kind of wondering, they're already kind of on the limit right now.
Uzi Knesset says morning.
Hey Uzi, I was just thinking about the treasuries here because we had that move down. So I'm kind of thinking, like, if new money is going to come into the market and push us down, then we could get another really big move. But given that it's Friday, I'm a little skeptical about the treasury's ability to keep this up, and I'm thinking that they're more likely to do what they did yesterday. Let's update our levels. Trump's press secretary saying he may do a rally on Saturday.
Sergio Ortega says good morning. Eric McDermott says seen heard guy on CNBC or TD Ameritrade. His play was to short at 38-ish. Shooting for 34, is. Frank Reel says morning, where is Ace trades today?
38. What are you talking about?
Sai says you are good looking but not stylish. Your style is like a plastic clog.
I mean, there's the thing. Wait, this squawk's going. So I'm hearing information about the debate, but they sounded unsure about it. So
Uzi Knesset says, oh geez, it's Salim again lol.
Oh, is that Salim again? Take care of that for me. The thing is that, I used to really care about, well, I don't want to say like really care, but I would spend some time trying to find clothes that I thought looked cool. Mostly like good ties and a white shirt that worked good because I wore a shirt and a tie when I worked for the bank. And then we went casual. So it was like, oh, well, now I have to wear t-shirts. And so I spent a lot of time trying to get t-shirts that were neutral, but that was it. So I've been going normcore. You get what I mean? Because I don't want logos. So I'll have pictures, but not logos. And everything has logos on it these days, which I think is so stupid. I don't want people to think, oh yeah, you are rich because you buy this expensive brand, blah blah. No. No. You want to be incognito, man. But it's just been like plain shirts. and then coronavirus come along. So it's like, The thing is to really look good, you start wearing jackets and stuff. They're too hot in here for that. So I kind of don't care. But for TikTok, we'll try. I'll get like a helmet. Well, I've been thinking, what if I just do the next video? I don't, because I just kind of get the ideas as I'm browsing. It's usually like some guy says something, and I'm like, no, that's not the way that it is. Like there was this one guy saying, high frequency trading, they use completely technical analysis, and I'm like, well, they're not really using technical analysis the way you think they do. They play the book, especially in those stocks, man. I mean, you think, well, the level 2 isn't as big of a thing in stocks, but because they can play it across different exchanges, they really play the book.
Uzi Knesset says, you want to know the funniest part about COVID? The media and politicians have tricked people into thinking daily reported deaths happened in the last 24 hours, right?
No, I think it's just the number that were reported in the last 24 hours.
Uzi Knesset says, but in reality, they're still registering deaths anywhere from 2 weeks to 2 months ago.
Yeah. Something that I think we caught on to on this stream early on. Oh man, that was a good edge. Do you guys remember those days?
Eric McDermott says, maybe the Star Trek or space look. I'd like to have the 3D Google. Any info. I get some awesome clothes at Salvo Army, etc. A new $80 shirt for $5.
Mm.
Uzi Knesset says, so realistically, if when the US has a day of 0 COVID deaths, people won't know about it for like 2 to 3 months.
You guys remember back when the big deal was the market was reacting to the number of new cases, and we had realized that there was weekly seasonality to it, and we're playing the market off of that by buying it up on Mondays and selling it on Thursdays? That was a good edge. But the thing that I thought was curious too was that the banks, the analysts at the banks saw the second wave coming better than I think the coronavirus people did. So I never heard anything about it. I only knew that the wave was coming because I had read Zero Hedge. But they were able to go in and calculate, well, we did reduce restrictions and that is going to cause a wave of new cases, but you won't see it until a lot later than everybody is expecting because it takes time for the R factor to move back up. And they were totally right. And the second wave started about 8 weeks after restrictions were eased instead of the 2 to 4 weeks that people were expecting. If that really is Salim, dude, I have to level with you. What you're doing is like not healthy for your mental health, man. Like you need to go and find something else because it's just it's kind of sad. Back to Twitter here. So am I seeing? I'm not seeing. Okay. Trump will be tested for COVID-19 and will not go in public if he can still transmit the virus. Yes, of course. Okay. You're probably right. Well, then if it's him, then ban him. Just hide messages, hide users' messages on this channel. Go troll the Facebook group. Coronavirus levels in the Northeast will replicate across country in a few weeks. Government study when yes, because the virus spreads a lot more easily in cold weather, and I mean a lot more easily. Okay, so we are on the bullish side now. There is definitely it definitely looks to me like the buy robots are out there. Okay.
Juven's Soccer says, how many trades do you make a day?
It depends. I make trades when there's opportunity. So remember that I'm primarily looking at fundamentals. I suppose that based on fundamentals, I could be long right now. But, well, I mean, they're making the move. I'm a little late to it. So, but if I don't have like a headline or a sentiment based thing and a good spot to get in at and everything else like that, then it's really not worth it to me to make a trade. And the thing that you got to think about, because seriously, futures trading is extremely risky, and the vast majority, and I mean the vast, vast majority of retail traders will lose everything that they put into it. So it would really behoove you to be extremely selective on when you trade. Okay. So some days there might not be any trades. I've noticed something that's common, and I'm not trying to pick on Yahoo Events, but I think that's a new name. But a lot of the time people will come in and it'll be like, well, are you going to make a trade? Because they're anxious. They want to get in and they want to make a trade. But that's why I'm saying, like, it doesn't work like that. You don't want to be in a position all the time. That otherwise you're competing with the algorithms and you're going to lose that game. Trading floor audio. In at least one London borough, the apparent leap in COVID cases is a phantom because half the new cases are students using their home address. Oh, you got kicked out of the Facebook group? Oh my gosh. You really just ban him. I'm gonna do it. You're saying you're too nice, Susie. I already made this mistake. Events says so. No technical analysis. Okay, so I do use technical analysis, but I do not use it in the same way that most gurus, retail traders out there are using. So you actually will find a lot of videos on my channel explaining why technical analysis doesn't work. So let me explain to you why technical analysis doesn't work and why it's still useful. What happened in the past has absolutely no influence on what happens in the future. Like, because it played out a certain way in the past doesn't mean that it's going to play out this way in the future. It's much better to look at why did it actually play out that way and what are the conditions right now to make a decision about how it's going to play out. But what technical analysis can do is it can kind of improve your risk, right? So for instance, technical analysis can tell me how much trend and momentum we have in a certain direction. It can tell me how close I am to the last pivot or to the high or to the low. It can tell me what the market's current positioning is. And I can use that to kind of improve my trade. But ultimately, I want to have something that gives me a probability. I want to have something that about that situation, about the fundamentals and why people are in the market at that time, that gives me a better chance of getting a win than other traders that are just trading randomly. Does that make sense? Otherwise, what will end up happening is you will just break even and you'll lose money off of the commissions. This is what happens to if a purely technical trader actually gets good. It's usually what happens. That, or something that I'm finding is really, really common. You go in scalping. You're not going to find a lot of gurus out there talking about scalping because it's very difficult to make money scalping. So what they do is they start going bigger. So they will try swing trading, or they will be doing options trading and things like that. And they can catch big winners off of doing that, and they can make money off of it. So they have the ability to come in and say, look, I made X amount of money. But when you go and you do the stats on it, and you actually look at the like a risk adjusted return number, like a Sharpe ratio or something like that, you will find that they aren't very good risk adjusted returns. That's kind of what happens. So what you get is the longer that you are in the market, like the longer you can hold a position, the more likely you are to actually make money from it. But the worse your Sharpe adjusted returns are going to be, because your Sharpe adjusted returns are going to be based on how long you've been in the market for, right? How many adverse ticks you have against you. What's the risk-free rate of return? What's the rate of return of the S&P 500, right? So if you start swing trading, you should be making more than the S&P 500 if you're actually doing good. Otherwise, you would be better off just putting all of your money into an index fund, right? So that's why I'm not here to teach you technical analysis. No. Can talk about it, but usually it's going to be I'm going to go and do a back test and show you why it's not profitable. At least on its own. There's these levels, right? There's like technical analysis. Like you just go and read this book in technical analysis and you'll be a good trader. And there's a couple of new traders that are maybe at that point and believe that, but pretty much anybody that's been trading for any degree of time knows that doesn't work. So then the next level is, okay, technical analysis maybe works if you combine a bunch of them together and you find this certain magic holy grail, then maybe it can work. And that's where the majority of retail traders are at. And I'm beyond that. I'm saying technical analysis generally overall doesn't work, but it might be useful for certain things. And then there's another step even beyond that, which is that technical analysis is really just complete voodoo and that you should just completely ignore it. I don't believe that because I do see things in technicals that inform me about market conditions that I think are useful. What do you mean fundamental? Okay, so think of trading. Trading is all about consuming information and then making trading decisions, sending orders based on that information. That is 100% trading, okay? If you're not using information for your trading, then you're just gambling. It's just random, right? So it's all about data. Then the question is, what data are you using to make your decisions? To me, technical data means that it comes from the exchange. Price, volume, resting orders. These are all things that are generated by the exchange and sent to you through your data provider. And that is technical data. Everything that comes from outside of the market is fundamental data. So that means the president tweeting, economic numbers, survey numbers. Although you could be careful with the survey numbers; those are lagged, very, very lagged. Just like general overall sentiment, kind of like judging the way that people feel about certain things and seeing, making a decision about how much risk they're going to be willing to put on based on that. That's all fundamental, right? This is anything that's not technical is what I would say. So I would consider myself a fundamental trader from that definition, but I'm not like looking at company earnings and doing all these calculations on their balance sheet and stuff like that to make decisions. No, I'm trading news, essentially. Trading news, or if I have sentiment, like right now, like they're getting a bill. That's what's been driving the overnight action. I would expect that probably they'll continue to be bullish today, unless somebody comes out and says something that really screws that whole trade up. Get what I mean? Red said concur. I don't know what he was concurring about, but that's a new name, so welcome. Meat goggle glasses. Oh, jeez. I could start wearing my glasses on TikTok and seeing what that does. I'm wondering if I don't know. This is kind of weird when I feel like I was like, oh well, this is like I made like a way more informative video than these other people, but it doesn't seem to show it to people. So I'm not sure what you got to do. It might be that the followers that I have on TikTok just aren't watching through the whole video. So if you're following me on TikTok and you see me watch through the whole video. Okay.
Red says, what do you think of delta by price?
Okay, so anything that has to do with the volume is going to be really useful. Set on the auto for. I mean, knowing how many orders went through, what prices they went through, the time duration that they went to, how many were buys versus sells, and things like this. So I use cumulative delta. That's what this is right here. This is cumulative delta. But I found that it's very incomplete. So I have a indicator that I wrote based off of some information that I found on Futures.io that I'm kind of being hush hush about, but where I'm using that kind of information to estimate where people's average positions are, and that's where you get the blue and red lines. So you can see right now, it's the buyer's average position is right here. So that spike up has put the buyers into advantage and making money. And well, there's some stop out zones, but like they're way out there and probably not too useful. But I think this area around 34, 43, and then on the upside 65 are probably some good spots to look at if these moves decide to continue as targets. But I'm basing that on where did people take positions, how much money have they made through the session when they've taken profits, and ergo how far would they have to push in order for all of those profits to be taken out. So I've written this indicator. I actually really wanted to keep it to myself, but I want to improve it. There's some things that we can do to make it even better. For instance, stop orders aren't factored in, so that we can actually probably bring these lines when they go like really wild out there like that. We can probably bring them in, and so I have made that available. I haven't like gone live with it formally, but if you go to speculatorseth.com, make sure you put the www in front of it. If you go to www.speculatorseth.com, then you can download that indicator package. It's called the inventory cost basis. Joshua Morningsmith, I'm from Discord. I actually subbed to your channel a while ago. Didn't realize the two channels were. Oh, really? Well, I kind of been quiet on it because here's the thing: the Discord existed before I made the channel. So what happened was I would just kind of trade alone, or I would trade with the GPI trading group guys. That's where Bots comes from. That's how I know him. And eventually I was like, Discord would make a really good way to do a trading room. So I came up on Futures.io, and so we made the Discord room. And we were really, like, honestly, we were like the first Discord room that was really based on, especially futures trading, but even really finance and trading at all. This was really early. This was like 3 years ago. And so we made that first, and then later they had this Futures.io contest where you do a video journal, and so I did the video journal. So the Discord kind of started as its own thing. So I've always kind of tried to keep it like it's its own thing, and we're just guests there, I guess. So if you subscribe to the channel, if you click that join button down below, then you do get access to a private channel in Discord. But generally, and I link it in all of my videos, but I think that the majority of the people that find the Futures Discord find it through the Futures Trading subreddit. Okay. Let's not make this personal. Fundamental. When talking about trading stocks, it means the balance sheets. Fundamentals when trading futures means stuff going on in the world to make it simple. There you go. Wait, what room? Yeah, so if you look in the video description, there's a link to Discord. So when I am not live, you can contact me on Discord. I get a lot of messages on Discord, and I try and respond to everybody and help everybody out. Because I feel like trading is hard and you don't have a whole lot of people to talk about, and it's nice to have a friend. And it really sucks to be going into a trading room or to go into a Facebook group and try and make yourself stand out and meet people and have friends. And I'm like the guy that's like, hey, you can go and message me and ask me a question anytime, or just, show me interesting stuff and talk. And you have somebody that is going to be always interested in talking to you about trading. That's really nice and useful, right? That's what I'm good for. So I post a lot of stuff on the Discord throughout the day when I'm not streaming. But when I'm not streaming and you feel in the itch you want to talk about trading, that's where it goes, the Discord. Link in the video description below. You probably don't read the video description very often, do we? Yeah, let's see here. You can get your mug. Oh, I have the Facebook groups. There's not a lot of activity on the Facebook groups, but we're still building them up, and I post stuff there every once in a while. Permanent live stream URL, and then at the very bottom, the Discord server at Patreon. But at some point, we'll make a video highlighting what you'll get if you do the Elite channel membership. But I don't want the channel to be turned into like this is all just a funnel to get you guys to subscribe to it. I think it's kind of more like, we're just doing the channel like we've been doing. And I know that a lot of you guys want to do more to support the channel, or you want access to the indicators that I've been using. So, and then, naturally you can get it. But that's the indicator packages at speculatorset.com, and you have to click the join button below and get the Elite membership. You haven't gone live with it, but you can test it out. Actually, I'm gonna go check and see. There is the licensing built into it and everything, so I can kind of check and see how many trials are out there and so forth. Yeah, I still got 3 or 4. Yeah, there's mine, and there's the machine downstairs. Still haven't gotten Uzi. Uzi, you gotta install it so I can put you on permanent. Let's see here. Anyone recommend replay software? I've been using Thinkorswim on demand, and their DOM is a bit lacking. Oh yeah. Well, yeah, this is something that comes up a lot, man. If you're gonna trade futures, I would really recommend getting a futures specific broker. And it could be really any futures specific broker. AMP doesn't have the best support. They're not the best broker in the world, but they're the cheapest and they work just fine. Edge Clear is a new broker that is also cheap, and I really, really like. I kind of want to move over to them. I intend to move over to them actually. If you're not elite, it will still let you into the private room. You're right. Let's not make this personal, because when you added it, I didn't have the $10 a month one yet. Can you do a video to upload levels on the DOM alerts? I do have a video on that. So on the video, which is what is the best software trading platform, I have the link to the indicator that you add in NinjaTrader and an explanation of how it works. But basically, you add that indicator to a chart, and then when the chart loads, then you have to load the chart. So if you leave it open all night, you might have to press F5 to refresh the chart. But then it outputs it to a file, and then you come over in here into Jigsaw, and you just make sure that in the load levels have the correct file selected. Click clear and then load, and it will load the things into the column. Okay, I will seek it when you have done. Yeah, no problem. How did you know about that if you hadn't watched that video? Is it me, or does everybody else call other people scammers when they have different trading strategies? Well, Here's the thing. There's kind of two levels of what I would call a scammer that bothers me. The first is when you have somebody that they're promoting things that I know don't work. Okay. So like a really good example is I was on the subreddit the other day. Well, one of the recent videos that I made, somebody was there was a subreddit and they were promoting themselves. The way they were promoting themselves was they would make an image and this image would have like a strategy in it and then it have, their name or whatever in the bottom of it. So they were saying, here's a great strategy. It's a moving average crossover. So you buy when this happens and you sell when this happens. So we went and we back tested it and it's it's an awful strategy. It doesn't work at all. Okay. So they're promoting stuff that's completely false. I think that is probably the case that maybe they just don't know any better. They're new, they're coming in, they want to make money selling education even though they are maybe don't know all of that much. And so they're just putting stuff out there and it's false. You know, I'm always try to be really conscious about stuff like that. Like I might be trying a new strategy and trying to develop something. I try to be very cautious to say like, don't trade the way that I'm trading. Don't take the same positions that I am. They might not work. And sometimes, oh my gosh, did I just crash NinjaTrader by trying to open up the control panel? I might need to rebuild my workspace because it's been having trouble. Anyways, so that's the first level of it. But then the second level of it that bothers me is when it's really clear to me that the whole thing is just a funnel for them to make money. Like for me, I approach it as we want to build a community. Okay, so I'm building a community and I've developed a lot of things for my own trading that you guys want. And so if I can make money off of that on the side, then great. But I don't want the whole thing, the whole purpose of it is a funnel to make money. And the whole point of doing the channel and everything is just to get people to buy stuff, which is what I see the majority of the time. And not only that, but like they ask a lot of money for total shit. Like, my gosh. Somebody was showing me some indicators the other day, and there's some of them actually do appear to have some use to them, but there was a lot of them that were just like, this is just junk. Like, I don't know if any of this does anything. But they had so many. Oh my gosh, they had so many, and then they were selling it for $2,000, dude. If your indicator package costs more than the platform that it runs on, something's wrong. Something's wrong. And this is also why, by the way, for our indicators, this is why I am going to go the route of a subscription. Because here's the thing. I could go and I could put it out and I could charge you guys like $100, $200. Okay. I really think that I could probably charge up to from 3 to 5 for this inventory cost basis thing. But I kind of want it to be something that everybody that has NinjaTrader will get. Like honestly, that's my goal. Is I want everybody in it because especially with things like the dollar index synthetic and the spreads and stuff, I want it to become like an essential package. Everybody in NinjaTrader wants to get it. Okay, and then I could charge it $100 for it, right? Or I could charge you $10 a month, right? So I make more money if you stick around, right? If you stick around for more than 10 months, then I make more money than if I just charged you all up front. And I feel like that's a more honest way of doing it, right? Because my incentive is to make sure that what I'm giving you is actually useful and that you see value in it so that you'll keep subscribing month after month. Okay, so what was Right Rationalist saying earlier? Seth, keep in mind IBs are risky. I've had 3 take off with my funds, and U.S. Marshals helped me get some of it back. I'm not sure what you're talking about with IBs, but or what I was talking about that prompted that one. But this is nice explained when it costs more than the platform, right? I just can't believe that people are selling these things out there that cost more than the platform. And NinjaTrader is not a cheap platform. The only indicator I added now to Thinkorswim was the slim ribbon, and it's free. Yeah, well, Thinkorswim comes with a lot of good stuff. Have you built order flow? Yeah, so if you go to speculatorseth.com, I have a picture of all of the indicators and a description of what they do. But really quick, I will just kind of show you what we're putting in there. I got the dollar index synthetic. I've got the spread chart so that you can chart like the 2 and 10-year spread. I think these are the most important. Like, I can't believe there are so many people trading out there. They don't look at these. These are an essential part of like when you're looking at all your volume profiles and things like that. I would always look at the spreads and the dollar. Okay. So those are the two. Those aren't really order flow related. But then I got this inventory cost basis, which is what draws these blue and red lines on all of these charts. Okay. You can see like right here in the 10-year, it's really hard to get below that line. You can play that on a bounce. In fact, I was even kind of suggesting it at one point, wasn't I? But I didn't take it. It's kind of a Friday, so a little hesitant. And I've been talking. I've been yapping a lot. Anyways, so that's the best. That's like the one that I really feel is like truly worth money. Okay. And then I've also got, oh, I'll come back over here. I also have these histograms. So I have one that will show you the resting orders. And although there is software out there that will kind of give you histograms about the level 2, this kind of has filters applied to it so that you can see like it kind of tries to filter out some of the noise and the spoofing and stuff. So I can see the people that really want to get filled are in the white, and the orders that are maybe just spoofing are the ones that are beyond that in the gray. Oh my gosh. Is it happening again? Sorry, I'm on the phone. Man, okay, so what happened? What happened? Do I need to rebuild my workspace? Because NinjaTrader is just... What happened was I restarted it like 20 times yesterday, and that might have screwed things up. I don't know. I love NinjaTrader, but yeah, it'll crash sometimes, man. It'll crash sometimes, man. Well, can't explain why it crashed, to be honest. There's nothing in the logs. It just crashes. Anyways, and then the other ones were just like showing you all of the level 2 changes, which can be really, really useful to show the pace of the market, and you kind of use it like volume. And then there's another one that will highlight the large orders for you so that you can see when big players are getting involved. That one's really useful too. So I think there's like 8 indicators in it in total, and they're all, except for the 2 are all kind of order flow based, but they're all things that I feel are essential. Like I don't see how I would trade without them. So that's what's in it. That's what I'm gonna put. And like I said, it's gonna be $10 a month, so that like you can and you get a 2-week trial too. So you can go download it, try the 2-week trial, and then if you like it, you find them useful, then you can start paying $10 a month for them. And then if you stop trading or you don't want to use them anymore, then you just cancel the membership. Mm-mm-mm.
Red says I ask as I use order flow exclusively as opposed to the DOM. Would be nice to find a order flow in software that has an extra columns volume at price and delta at price.
Extra columns volume. Oh, you want like a histogram? You want like a volume profile that instead of just showing you the total volume at that price, it shows you like delta and so forth. Well, that's kind of interesting. There's a lot of there are free indicators out there that can give you that though, Red. I'm pretty sure if you're searching for NinjaTrader, that there's a couple that do that. And if there's not, I could write one for you, and I'd just write it for you. Because I don't think that that's all that's not I'm not trashing on it, but I'm just saying that's not that hard. So I could write that for you for free if you can't find one, but I'm pretty sure that there's some free ones out there. Yeah. These ones that I've developed, they all kind of have some programmatic spice in them that I think make them valuable. So, for instance, my histograms save the data historically. So if I reload there, you can still see the history. Cool. I have your email. I'll send details. Okay, I'll take a look at it. I might have some time this weekend. We'll see. But try searching. You know that. Have you ever seen the NinjaTrader ecosystem website? I think it's right here. Delta profile, maybe. Market delta volume profile. Polar bears. Volume stamp. I actually think maybe the built-in Ninja. Actually, yeah. I think that if you have the full license, that you can show it by delta on their profile. So they have some settings in there. That's yes. I can't show you right now. I'm switching it up. I'll be back in a week or so, but that move up was really good, but it kind of didn't do much after that, did it? I think that there's a program robot. What was this thing earlier about? Oh, the slim ribbon. Ribbon indicators are fun. I've made some ribbon indicators too. But I made those with John, and I think I'm gonna let John sell those, or we'll do that one together, and it'll be a different package. Those ones aren't as order flow based. Those are kind of more like uh, it's really more about just giving you a visual indicator. You got ribbon for Trading View too. Yeah, I think they're fun. Okay, the E-mini kind of looks pointed down, but I'm really thinking about, hey, should I? Well, I don't know if they're. So the Treasury looks poised to go down, but it's actually being okay. Let's try it. I'm gonna try one here. Well, at least I get a good spot.
Jamie Garcia says, hey, do you know Axia Futures channel? They are really pros.
Yeah. I've never taken their courses. There's been a leak of their course been floating around. I've been given this link like 30 times, but it's like useless because you can't download. It's too big to download anyways. But uh, I've never taken their course. I've never actually taken their course, so I can't say how good or useful it is. Unfortunately, but I really like their channel, and I really like some of the guys there. Like Brannigan is like one of my favorites. Sometimes I feel like he says things. He's a little too confident in the way that he says some things and makes his calls, but he's a good trader. So yeah, I really like them. I haven't really had a whole lot of internet. I mean, they're over in Europe, so that kind of makes it hard. So I'm getting to the point now where I've spoken with a lot of the industry guys. I certainly I speak with the guys with the software that I use, and some of the the other creators in the space have reached out to me, but I've never spoken with Axia. So I that's a common question, Jamie. I wish I could provide more for you on that one, but I'm not going to go spend all that money on a course like that. If they wanna give me the course for free and I can do a nice little review for them or something, then hey, let's do it. But, well, I'm not too happy about 27 half flipping. I think I'm gonna add another one if they fill me there. All right. Okay, well, there's the E-mini open is like really slow. Saying you could learn from his price ladder course? Maybe. I'm going to guess that a lot of it is going to be things that I kind of knew, but maybe had never been like explicitly enumerated or explained out, you know? But that's why I kind of wonder, especially for a person like me, if it would really be worth it to spend thousands of dollars. If you're like brand new and you know nothing, then maybe a course like that would be really, really useful. But if you've kind of been figuring it out on your own for a couple of years, like kind of question, you know? Hmm. Well, the E-mini price action and volume does look bullish, but it's really tight and slow. It says go long. Well, I could certainly do it here at up 57 for a small one. Have you looked at unusual options activity by John Narjan? He looks at high volume of options. So I haven't looked at that. I very much watched the VIX to try and make an estimate of how far the index might go that day. Um, I'm really hesitant to make trades based purely off of uh, somebody else. So, if I see activity in the market, if I see a really big order, you know, I don't necessarily want to follow that order just because it was a big order. Now, if I'm thinking of something already, if I have a trade thesis already and I see a big order that shows that somebody big is trading off of that same thesis, then game on, right? But I also, I don't have an options account. I have an account over at Fidelity with a few thousand in it that I've been buying individual stocks in, but I don't have a platform or account to really get the kinds of data that I think I would really need to really do stuff with options. I think I would really have to start programming sophisticated stuff to feel confident playing that game. And like I said, I don't want to be the crowd, you know? So like a good example was this whole SoftBank thing, right? A lot of people were really just following the SoftBank buying out of the money call options, and he screwed them over. You did not get that one. Wait, what price did you get in at? Okay, there you go. Cool. We're good. We're good. I was getting a little frustrated there that they didn't give me the 2 points. I'm like, what? Did Ace get in before me and he filled? Oh, you got in. You got okay. Yeah. I was 2 ticks later than you. When I was honestly thinking about going for the 4, but it's Friday. Yeah, you said go wrong. So here's a great example. Is like Ace comes in here and he gives us the trades, and he's really good, by the way. I've made money following Ace. But I'm not going to trade with Ace if it contradicts something larger that I think, right? Like I remember going into the day, the theme was that the market thinks that it's going to get a stimulus, even though it's really confusing. It sounds like the White House really, really wants it, and so that makes things bullish. And right now, they are on buyers have control, but it's not crazy. So yeah, I can buy it. I can buy it, and so, and I know what Ace's signal is too. So I saw it and I said, okay, yeah, we'll follow him. I probably should have taken it for more than 2 points, but I would still be waiting. Okay, there I would have gotten the filled on the 4. UVXY is getting crushed. Pretty intensely. Wait, I forget. I always forget what that. Oh, it's an ultra short ETF. Ultra short VIX. Gotcha. Lobo, how are you? I haven't seen you a few. I think it's been a week or two, hasn't it? It's a hedge, yeah. What those ultra ETFs are a little sketch. And what do you think, Uzi? You think 25.5 is too aggressive? They came down, they touched it, but they didn't fill me. I guess I have an okay spot in the queue. Let's wait. I mean, the E-mini looks pretty bullish. I think they're going to chill here for a little bit, and um, maybe later, maybe like in an hour, the robots might turn on bullish again. Just the tip. I'm feeling pretty good today. Made some okay trades. I'm being really light on the risk. You guys are asking a lot of good questions, so I'm enjoying talking here. You know that maybe for some of you regulars, you feel like we're retreading old stuff, but that's okay. Barr says review of Russian investigation won't be ready before election. That's disappointing. Uzi is back. I was wondering, do you think that waiting for the fill at 25.5 was too aggressive? That 30-year went all the way down, but how was the phone call? I hope it was a good phone call. By the way, guys, if you are enjoying the stream, please click the like button. It helps out. Makes it more likely to be recommended to people. So Yeah, so that really flagged. It's come back to the open. I would be really weary about taking a short. We could try and buying it again at 57. More productive than your 2 points? No. Oh man. It seems like most of the news that I'm getting is about how Donald Trump is saying that he's well and that he can get back on the campaign trail. Is it really like it's been a week and you're free of symptoms so you can go out again? Is it really that? I would thought that you would, 2 weeks after symptoms disappear or something like that. See, they ticked into me again, but they didn't fill me. I guess I only need 17 to tick into me, but they're being stingy. News squawk. Oh, Trump is going to have an on-air medical examination. I see. And News Squawk jokes, and then after that, Trump will perform a live CrossFit workout to the nation. I doubt that. Can you imagine Donald Trump doing a CrossFit workout? Oh my gosh. Will Obama, Clinton, and Biden be arrested before the election? It sounds like no. I was that one was weird to me because I saw the story or I guess I didn't see the tweet specifically, but I saw the whole thing where Donald Trump was saying that Barr should arrest Biden. But like that to me was like big news. Don't you think? That sounds to me like something that the media would like parrot from the top of the mountain. Donald Trump is crazy. He's trying to arrest his political opponents, yada yada. But they've been completely silent about it. Kind of weird. Kind of weird to me. Our lizard overlords will make everything good again. Oh man. I mean, I really hope that Joe Biden follows through on if he wins. I really hope that he follows through on his promises. Like he says that he's not going to be a radical president, that he's just going to be get in, keep things for 4 years and then let somebody else come in. If the left comes in and does crazy stuff, I will be so mad. Yeah, information came out that shows they were part of a coup against Trump. I would say that information has come out that would justify further investigation, but I'm a little skeptical that that information reaches the standard of being able to arrest them, which is probably why Barr isn't doing it. Because I think that if Barr felt like he could arrest them, that he would. But they should keep digging. Maybe they do have enough to arrest him. This is the other thing that would make me mad is that if Biden really was, or Obama and Biden were really like that involved in a coup, and it seems like there's good evidence to suggest that they were. I want to see justice. That was 3 years. That was dramatic. That was all it was going on for a long time. I want this to be resolved because if they don't do it, then they're just going to do it again to the next Republican winner. Yeah, you've got to punish that kind of behavior. So I'd be very upset if people just got off. But it's been like the same thing with Hillary Clinton. Is like, oh, we're not going to prosecute her, and then nothing happened. Carl Quintilla, quoting the New York Times, the president's support is collapsing nationally, trailing not just in must-win battlegrounds, but according to private GOP surveys, he is repelling independents to the point where Mr. Biden has drawn closer in solidly red states, including Montana, Kansas, and Missouri. I mean, there's this whole thing about are the polls wrong, but I really have a hard time seeing than being that wrong. It really looks to me right now like Joe Biden's going to win. Okay, so Emini still kind of chopping around. If keeping up means buying into every whisper of stupid things that come across my computer, then yes. But Ace, he is talking about a legit story. They are talking about a legit story. Memos from who was it? What's the guy's name? I forget the guy's name. Anyways, he's probably the most actively vocal anti-Trump guy over in the intelligence community. I tell you that much. And his private memo shows that he basically talked about it with Obama and Biden. And there was other information that got declassified, where the CIA literally told the FBI that the Russian disinformation that they were getting about Donald Trump was coming from the Hillary campaign. And they still went and used it to try and get a FISA warrant and start the whole thing. It's not a conspiracy theory. It doesn't reach the level of being able to prosecute Obama, but it's a pretty big deal. I don't know if anything will ever come of it, but it's not false. It was a very much confirmed thing. And you can go and you can see the evidence and read the documents. But like I said, people are making it out to be a little bit more than it really is. Otherwise, people would be getting arrested right now, right? Well, it still looks bullish, but if we hadn't just taken that as a scalp, I think that we'd be getting a little frustrated right now, huh? Is that from Alex Jones? No, it wasn't from Alex Jones. It was the government released it. Like they were like the whole thing is that they I forget, was it the FBI or the intelligence community had it like all redacted, and they didn't want to release it, and the FBI director was refusing to release it essentially. And so Donald Trump signed an order to force it out. And so then the next day they put that information out, and it showed that they knew that it was Hillary Clinton. When Dems win the election to own the government, they will bury it. To fully protect themselves, they will make changes to prevent Republicans forever winning again. Well, that's uh, a prediction. We'll see if that happens. Man, they're right back to my basis. And they actually went bearish there. Hmm. Hmm. Dollar is still looking weak and not hearing anything on my squawk. Suppose maybe you buy that. Well, I will do it with this one. Ace Trades is a deep state operative? No, he's just he requires you to show proof about things. Like the issue is that you'll come in. You said one thing that was true, but then you came in and you said another thing that's your opinion and isn't really supported. Want to see my lizard tongue? I can't tell you how many times I've been told by people that I'm a deep state operative because I insist on sticking to what is confirmed fact. Like all of that QAnon stuff is just nonsense. And all the Donald Trump supporters will get so upset about it when I tell them that they're full of shit. And then I'm an evil liberal. Ugh. But then most of the time, people are on the channel are like they don't want you talk politics too much because they're probably the Democrats. Hmm. Morgan Stanley, we think the S&P 500 would initially trade lower in a blue sweep scenario as rates rise. We'd ultimately view this as a dip to buy with a bull market still intact. I'm not sure I buy that. I actually think that what you would see is on the night of the election, you might see a really odd impulsive move. Um, well, since it's already priced in, maybe not. But I think that the next day you might see the markets rise on expectations of a stimulus, but ultimately see markets fall when they start putting regulations back in place. So the thing that's going to happen is like in that first quarter is the president is going to come in and implement a bunch of presidential orders and stuff, and those probably aren't going to be beneficial to businesses. Don't tell him that, Ace. He'll believe you. Oh man, Kayleigh McEnany. The only one who needs the 25th Amendment is Nancy Pelosi herself. Good morning, Sunday morning. She bizarrely blunts out after suggesting impeaching President Trump. Yeah, I remember that one. Have you seen that one? That was so weird. That was like her brain stopped working, man. It's called moving up. I'd say it's doing pretty good. It's mostly retracing that what they had lost from that one day, though. I tell you what, man, gold is just taking it on the nose so many times this year. Like overall, the early in the year it's up, right? But ever since then, like everybody that's in on the momentum trade with it, I think that they've just been hurt. You have to be have been in way low. Hmm. In races with adequate amounts of public polling, an important qualifier, but certainly true for the presidential race, you should pay zero attention to the accounts of what campaigns' internal polls say. I disagree with Nate Silver on that one. The intern, if you hear that the internal polling is better than the national polling, then that's one thing. But I think that what you'd really want to be paying attention to is um, what the internal polling says about individual state races and where the campaigns are choosing to spend their resources because of that. Because this was very influential. This is how you would have known that Donald Trump stood a chance last time around was you would have seen that their own polling showed that he was pretty close in those swing states and he started spending money in Michigan or wherever it was. The only way to save the republic is for Trump to. Well, that's not going to happen, dude. Don't say silly things. That's not going to happen. Kennel says another COVID-19 aid package is needed. I would have thought the robots would react to that one, but so far, no. The original documents show there was a coup. Okay, calling it a coup is maybe a little bit of making it a little bit of an opinion. You're gonna go short 34.55 when it hits, really? Well, because I went long there. Didn't get much from it, though. Darn. Shoot. Mm-hmm. It's like they all heard that Ace was short and sold. Curious. Uh, why are they selling off of that? Barkin saying we can't find evidence that QE isn't sparked inflation. Okay. I want to buy this dip. Okay, AP is saying that a new bill is unlikely in the next 3 weeks. Oh, says Leader McConnell. Hold the vote. What the hell? How is that? Hmm. He was just saying something positive, and now he's saying it's unlikely in the next 3 weeks. Dave A says, "Shut up, financial juice. I'm all calls today. Hey, don't blame the messenger." Forex live tweets about it. Everyone keeps forgetting to ask McConnell. Okay. That's why I yelled at the juice, not the streamer. Ah. Well, it's okay to speculate, Ace. We speculate. It's okay to speculate. So if he says if Democrats get in charge, they will destroy the country, that's an opinion and speculation. It's okay for people to say that as long as they don't pretend like it's factual. You should say, I believe that if X happens, then X will happen, instead of stating it as like a fact. But don't get after him. He's been around for a long time, and it's fun to listen to his crazy speculations. Senate Majority Leader McConnell airline only bill is unlikely as the election nears. What is going on here? Well, I think that this one was toast. I can't believe I didn't get filled on that. Okay. Oh, don't be mean, Sunday. So I'm surprised. Well, first of all, I'm surprised that McConnell is saying this. Second of all, I'm surprised that the market is reacting the way that it did. They sold off. Initially they sold off, and they've retraced, and now they're kind of sitting here. Well, we have stuff wholesale inventories at the top of the hour. And look at the the treasury's just taken off. And Q strong so far. I see that. Since the open, at least. Chatter that Berkshire has taken a stake in Qualcomm. Okay, Live Monitor says McConnell is at the center of any negotiations, whatever munition deals will have already been cleared by McConnell. What you're seeing is pure theatrics? I don't know, man. Wholesale inventory is lower than forecast at 0.4 versus 0.5. I'm not sure. I honestly I trust McConnell more than I trust Twitter or the administration. Like McConnell wouldn't come out and say that if it sounds to me like McConnell is saying that it's just not feasible. Not that there's not the will or that they don't want to do it. How much did we lose on that one? Okay. I think we're okay. Curious. The thing is that they are a little bit long. So look at the treasury is pushing, man. So are the equities saying that it doesn't matter, but the treasuries do because of near-term supply? I don't know. Sky's the limit in ZN, man. Because we've had such a big push recently, And especially, are we seeing? Yes, it's flattening. You're gonna get a bad stop run here, guys. In the 10-year. Don't argue with Sunday Driver anymore. There's no reason to argue with him about it. How can you say gold is taking it in the teeth since the start of the year? It's up almost $400. Well, that's what I was saying. Like from the start of the year, it's great, but then like since the coronavirus pandemic, all of the people that tried jumping on it after that keep getting hit. Like, or anybody that's day trading it, man. There's been so many ugly 1 day moves in gold. Like it'll go up, and then up. This just been a rough like 2 months for them. That was all I was trying to say there. So if we're gonna take this trade into treasuries, or if you're interested in taking this trade, um, you would want to do it in the 10-year. I'm kind of suggesting it to Ace here because the other day when we were going down because it was there was steepening, that meant that the 30-year was selling more. But now what we're getting is some flattening. So you could take it in the 30 or the 10. Guess it depends on how much they're going to flatten here. If they're going to flatten a ton, then maybe you do want to take it in the 30-year. But probably not the 5. I think it might take equities a little while to sort it out, but that they might eventually move lower. That like I'm seeing people on Twitter saying it's theatrics, but I'm not. If it was theatrics, if McConnell's at the center of these negotiations, so he's should have been talking to the president and should be aware that the president really wants to get a deal, right? But I think that he is saying, I know you guys want a deal, but it's just not feasible. Okay. Pelosi's going to have her little press conference here in 15 minutes. So here's another thing. Really can't believe that Pelosi's doing this press conference and everything. Like, you're ahead in the polls. All you got to do, if you're a Democrat, is not be crazy. So why are they doing crazy things like this? Kind of is a little weird. See, look at the Treasury, another uptick. Okay. Here's the link for Pelosi. I'm going to open that up, but I'm not going to turn her on for you guys, if you would. Nah, Ace wins quite a bit, but it is a little bit of a technical strategy. I'm surprised he was still going for a long. Don't be mean. Ace is like my best friend, so don't be mean to him, guys. Hmm. You can see here the guys in the futures are all selling it. They're all selling it. There's a good amount of longs to stop out too. Um, and know him and Kingfish like way longer than you. Really? I don't know. He's taken a number of trades today, hasn't he? The first one was really good. Actually, and the second one was really good too when he went short. You took money off of that slip down, right? You took the profits? Or did you try and let it run and the other contract stopped out? Yeah. See, I think he's positive. My mistake is I tried trading against him. I actually think that the trade against him would have been fine if McConnell hadn't opened his mouth. You got lucky on that one. Nah, look at the way the 10-year is stacking. There's no way that the E-mini is going to hold this up. Yeah. I want to tweet this one. Do you miss my yodeling? What? Are you self-taught? I mean, I pick stuff up from everywhere. I bought the No BS day trading course. I learned a lot of stuff from watching the Jigsaw videos. I learned a lot of stuff, not specifically about trading, but just about how the industry works from uh, when I worked at a large bank in technology. I've, I've learned a lot about news just from watching politics. But I guess you could say, yes, I am self-taught. Doesn't mean that there haven't been very influential people along the way, though. Yeah, this is a real stop run in the treasuries, guys. Like we've been getting steepening. Like just to give you an example of where this could go. Um, Ninja! Ninja's been so bad. I'm gonna have to rebuild my workspace this weekend is what I'm gonna do because it has just been awful lately. Jeez. Okay, well back over here. I was gonna say that like almost the whole week's move has been down and has been steepening as well. And if that floats back off because of this, that means that the treasuries could not even be a quarter of the way started. Hold on. Okay, it's back. Oh, they recovered a little bit. That sucks. So they went down to my target. Uh, I forget what did I post yesterday. I don't know if it was the depth robot or what. It's like I'll try and open up a window and it'll crash. I didn't do anything. Uh, I sure miss Sierra charts. Oh man. Well, the E-Man is trying to shrug it off still. And I wish that I had done that, but oh well. Hmm. They're moving pretty correlated now, actually. But the 10 years seems to be backing off, like saying, well, we need a little bit of room first. Oh, yeah. We got Pelosi going here. She's walking up on stage. I don't think she should say anything too relevant to the market, but We're very honored to have these people here to talk about how we're going to use the 25th Amendment against. Oh my gosh. The legislation that she's pushing just sounds like so dumb. You're gonna let a congressional committee, not even like all Congress, but just the committee, say that the president isn't fit to serve? That is like, yeah, no way that's ever happening, man. Is it true that you fixed the flood? Nope, I did no such thing. I'm sure that some of the software that I helped develop kind of prevented other future crashes though. We definitely stopped a few amok robots. That I didn't work directly on that software a whole lot. I worked on stuff that kind of that would test to make sure that the systems worked the way that they did, and that certainly caught some things and prevented bad stuff from going out. Yeah, the market is safer because of the stuff that we did there, but it was just a small thing. I was not ever anybody important there or anything like that. Sure that most of the people that worked with me there would be surprised to find how well my YouTube channel is doing. We're going to see the P&L. Let's see here. Where did I put it? So I took it on the nose on that first one, so I'm down a little bit still. That one hurt. Really, the way that Treasury trade worked, it really, I should have moved up and taken the fill when they came down twice to me and didn't get me. And then I also should have flipped up here sooner. So I could have been long at like 27, half 28, but it's okay. Pelosi says presidential capacity bill is not about Trump. Oh, so it's about Joe Biden? Why don't you get funded and go big? Why would I? I'm not claiming to be some super amazing trader that is the best trader in the world. I'd feel really uncomfortable trading other people's money. I feel really uncomfortable trading my money sometimes. And right now, like, this is sim. I'm not trading this live. This market has just been insane. Covered the trade early. Yeah. Um. The reason I'm trying to hold it here is because what I see in treasuries says to me that this is significant. Hmm. So the legislation that they're proposing actually sounds reasonable. It sounds to me like they're making preparations for if Joe Biden develops dementia. Serious. I was like just joking before, but that's what it sounds like. Because it's all reasonable. Like they wouldn't be able to get Trump out of office with this. I actually think that they might stand a chance at passing this. This is crazy, right? But I actually think the Republicans are gonna want to do it because they think that Joe Biden has dementia. Yeah, I should at least manage this. No, these people are not making the case to transfer the presidency right now. In fact, he's saying that there are certain situations where the president can object, and it would require a two-thirds vote um, in both Congresses. I think I don't remember all the details that he was saying there, but they wouldn't be able to remove Donald Trump right now with this legislation. No, sounds like I said, it seriously sounds like they are preparing for Joe Biden to lose his mind while in office. No joke. That's why I think that they're doing it. I thought that this was all like an attack on Donald Trump and you're crazy, Nancy, and why are you doing this? But it doesn't sound like that's it at all. Sounds like they're preparing for things that might happen with Biden. You've been off the Ace is on the warpath today, man. U.S. will survive, whatever. It sounds like you're voting for Joe Biden. I don't know. I've said everything. Like there's a certain point where you've done everything you can on the election, and you've made your choice, and you've informed the people around you, and there's nothing more to do, and you just let what happens happens. Remember, guys, that after the day of the election, like there's nothing for you to do at that point, and we don't need to feel obligated to be pushing whatever propaganda line or anything like that. It's just things are going to happen, and there might be crazy things, and I don't know, and we're just going to have to trade it. Hmm. I'd take pantsuits lady at this point. You're crazy, Ace. She is nuts. It would be it. Let me tell you what. It could be so much worse than Donald Trump, trust me. The thing that I think is funny about Donald Trump is that at every point of drama, Donald Trump has always sided on the side of states' rights and balanced constitution and everything. As much as they've claimed that he wants to be a dictator and stuff, he has not behaved in that manner at all. Can you imagine you get somebody in that doesn't think that is a Democrat and wants all of the power up at the federal level? Things could be so much crazier. Could you imagine if there had been a case where they said, "Oh, there's going to be a national lockdown," for instance? It would be a really good case. What if they say there's going to be a national lockdown? That would be such a mess because some states won't do it, and they're going to say that they don't have the power to do that, and they're probably right. Just I'm telling you, and this is a historical thing. Remember, there's been lots of revolutions in the world where it's like there's been people and that didn't do a good job, or like Russia's probably the best example. Like the Tsar is not doing a good job. We need to have like a different form of government, and what comes in and replaces them is always worse. Don't replace the leader with anything because you don't like the leader. Replace them because the person that you're replacing them with is better. I really don't think that that's the case with Joe Biden. Especially if it means that you're giving the Democrat Party chart in charge of the Senate. Then that would be really bad. Well, it's only 8:30. What's going on? I can't pay attention to everything today, guys. Oh, you get rid of him. If Salim comes in, just straight ban him. He'll try and be nice but he's just trying to troll you guys. He's being a psychopath. So just it's straight ban. Now Mohammed Salim is somebody else. I'll unhide him. That's somebody else. Yeah, I'm sure about that. He's been posting. He's been posting all week. Sorry, Mohammed. You have a similar name to well, you've been around. Hmm. The media is like skeptical. They're like, how is this not really about Donald Trump? Everybody was ready for it to be about Donald Trump, and it's not. It's just funny. Hmm. I'm gonna take that one. Same here. Is he cute? No, he's not. I'm not gonna comment on people's physical appearance. He's a guy. He's a guy. He's a normal guy. It's about Joe Biden. This is so funny. But if you're not watching this press conference, just ignore it. It's not anything that's going to be pertinent to the market. But NQ really strong again. Well, it's never really lost it, did it? I mean, they both went down, but they both went down about equal, at least according to my spread. Thank you, Dan. Did you make money? Did you make money, Ace? I don't think they're done today. E-Mini's fighting it though. Okay, well, I guess if you made money. I don't know if this is necessarily about Biden or Trump so much as it is preventing another Trump for either side. Well, but no, I mean the thing is that if it was Trump in this situation, um, they wouldn't have been able to remove him with this legislation because it would requires like a 2/3 majority of Congress, and the president has all of these ways to fight back against it and stuff like that. Like it really, it almost kind of sounds unnecessary. But I think that the reason that they're doing it is because they're saying that there's not really a process. How about a Seth Niffle? No, you know, gross. Hmm. And another thing about this legislation that they're talking about is that even if they were successful with it, it would just go to the vice president. So all this stuff about that it was like a double, no, that was all wrong. Didn't end up being like that. Oh wait, maybe I have people wrong. Maybe it is Celine. I don't know. He's been around. Now he's talking. He's talking too much. I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say. Are you talking about Pelosi's idiot 25th Amendment? Yeah, I am. I'm confused, to be honest. Okay, they took me out. Good deal. So now that puts me up just a teeny bit, but that's good day still. 35. He's in with two names. It's him. I think you're right. I'm. There was somebody named Muhammad that had been participating too. It was somebody totally different. Oh, I'm confused. Wait. What was I doing? Yeah. Okay. Um. Oh no. No, that's not it either. Yeah, I can't see it. Well, whatever. Okay. So, anyways, I'm kind of thinking I could go short the e-mini again. Well, let's take a break a little bit because we still got like 45 minutes. Okay. So let's take a break. We'll come back and maybe we'll take one. Okay, we're back. So, looks like Pelosi is done. GOP Senator Cruz, I spoke with Trump on Thursday, and I believe he is eager for a coronavirus relief deal. So then what's the deal with did nobody talk to McConnell? Four White House resident staff test positive, say people familiar with the matter. The Chinese defense spokesman says the U.S. destroyer John McCain entered the area around the Parcel Islands without China's permission. Okay. And they're telling the U.S. to stop provocative measures. So where is that? Parcel Islands. Let's do some research. This sounds like it could be important. Maps. Okay. Parcel Islands. Okay. That is in the South China Sea. So the Parcel Islands is a one such area where everybody seems to claim something on it. Hmm. In the 1920s, the French Ministry of Colonies and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs agreed the Parcel Islands were under Chinese sovereignty and that France should not try to claim them on behalf of itself or Iran. Therefore, France did not protest in 1921 when the government of Guangdong province declared the Parcel Islands to be under the administration of Hainan Island. 5 years later, in 1926, France refused an application from a French company to exploit guano in the parcels. Wait. Hainan is that. Okay. All right. In 1938, Japan took the islands from France, garrisoned them, and built a submarine base. After the World War II, nationalist China reaffirmed its sovereignty over the islands in the South China Sea and dispatched a patrol force to the islands, but this was challenged by the French. Vietnam claimed them. After the French withdrawal from Vietnam, South Vietnam replaced French control of the islands. By February 1956, South Vietnamese Navy was already stationed on Pattel Island. Both the PRC and ROC politically and diplomatically condemned the decision and reaffirmed their claims to the islands. Although the South Vietnamese inherited the French claim to the entire parcel of islands, the period was peaceful, and both sides held on to what was in their control without venturing into the other's domain. At this time, maps and other official documents of the North Vietnam government asserted that the islands belonged to the People's Republic of China, mainly due to the fact that the PRC was the largest supporter of North Vietnam during the Vietnam War. On January 1974, there was a battle between the PRC and South Vietnam, and PRC took control over the entire parcel. Vietnam created the district. Taiwan, President Lee Shanghai stated that legally, historically, geographically, or in reality, all of the South China Sea and islands were Taiwan's territory and under Taiwanese sovereignty. Oh, okay. This is why it's an issue. The Republic of China and the PRC's claim mirror each other. Taiwan and China are largely strategically aligned on the islands issue since they both claim exactly the same area, so Taiwan's claims are viewed as an extension of China's claims. Taiwan and China both claim the entire island chains, while all other claimants only claim portions of them, and China has proposed cooperation with Taiwan against all other countries claiming the islands, such as Vietnam. China has urged Taiwan to cooperate and offer Taiwan a share in oil and gas resources while shutting out all other rival claimants. Board Director Chu Yi of Taiwan state-run oil company CPC Corp has named Vietnam as the greatest threat to Taiwan. The United States has regularly ignored Taiwan's claims in the South China Sea and does not include Taiwan in any talks on dispute resolution in the area. Okay. So that is a little weird that there would be a U.S. destroyer over there then, isn't it? Okay, well, I don't know if that's a big deal or not. Okay. Pelosi, who was presiding over House Pro Forma, doesn't answer when asked if she's having more conversations with Secretary Mnuchin on stimulus today. And then later this time, Pelosi answers saying she is still in talks with Treasury Secretary Mnuchin and planning to speak later today. So I suppose that we should be in a holding pattern from yesterday at this point. So maybe 34.58, and then we could take it short again. How you guys doing in chat? You still with me here? Oh, yeah. A lot of people watching today and a lot of likes. Thank you guys very much. 19 likes is good. If you enjoyed this content, click that like button. It helps the channel out tremendously. My channel's been growing so much lately. We're getting like something like 200 new subscribers a month. I haven't even been making that many videos either. I need to make a video tonight. Trying not to fall asleep now. Is the market boring you? Well, there's the open. Come on, this is like they flipped the switch back on again. It's buying. That's not exciting? I guess not. Well, the order book looks pretty even and unremarkable. So they saved SPY, but I'm not excited. Yeah. Well, they did pretty okay today. I just screwed up that E-mini trade. So on the micros, I made let's see here. Made 20 on the micros. I wouldn't mind another one of those, but 4 points isn't bad on a slow day, I guess. There's going to be a time where I'm going to miss getting 4 points. Some point in the future, we'll be like, remember when we used to go 10 points in a minute? Ah, those were the days. Just a minute in the market could make or break your account. No opportunity now. It never moves. That's what we're going to be saying. But right now, it's been like, stop it. I can't trade it. Somebody swore in chat again. Dave, tisk, tisk, tisk. I'm just not gonna say anything. Oh jeez, the WAP thing. These are like this song, the WAP song, has been causing a problem for us in the order flow world because that stands for a volume weighted average price, VWAP. Yeah, so I'm thinking that we should just flip and go their way. You know what I mean? Or rename our stuff. I don't know. You can't fight culture, guys. You're not. You're never gonna have a claim on it. Like if I went and I put VWAP in a video now, I would just get a bunch of people looking for Cardi B videos. Okay, the treasury's come back a little bit. I'm thinking if they come back to 28, we could try it again. I don't know if that's going to happen in the time that we have 30 minutes left. Well, what else can we look at? James Wood, this is a clear violation of the Constitution's separation of powers. Pelosi's antics so close to an election are tantamount to an insurrection, and at the very least, a stunning demonstration of how dangerous radical socialist Democrats have become. Jin, 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 jin. I'm not sure what the deal is going on with that China thing. That's a little weird. What was I going to look at here? Oh, yes. See what they were saying about it on social media. About Nancy. Oh, hearing for Kyle Rittenhouse is happening. Well, an hour ago. By the way, oh, that reminds me of something I saw last night. Did you guys see this thing where Anthony Sacramucci and the moderator for the next debate were talking to each other on Twitter? That was like, how is this guy a debate moderator? I didn't see anything about it today. In memory holds. Wow. I got 5 vote by mail ballots today. 2 belonging to my husband, 2 for previous tenants, and 1 for someone who lives up the street. What? That's a disaster. Hmm. Okay, yeah, they're definitely coming down there, and they're taking it without a lot of volume either. Like, look, 500. I'm the X. I'm the X in the 10-year now, guys. Picking it up almost perfectly. Um, it set an extradition hearing date of October 30th for Kyle. Yeah, just before the election. Good job. Italy tops 5,000 coronavirus cases for the first time since March 29th. Jigsaw having some issues today again, I see, with their database. Now, Trump likely to have campaign week events this weekend. They're still saying that. I don't think they've tested him, though. What are they saying? Provocative behaviors, throwing too much skin. Swiss, hey, how have you been? I still use the indicators, yeah. I mean, I don't know if you've seen my price cost inventory basis thing. This is stonks. No, it's futures actually. But God damn it, freaking! I man, Ninja Trader has been giving me grief today. I think I'm gonna have to like rebuild the workspace because I think it's just too damaged. You weren't you doing really well with a certain volume signal? How has that been going? Because I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, well, man, with the volatility that we've been having, it would be really hard for that to hold up. You know what I mean? It's been crazy. But if you're good at knowing what to trade and what not to, yeah, I'm just gonna close it. I'm gonna close this workspace. How long does it take? 15 seconds. Tick replays, expensive stuff. Throw this stuff away and deal with market profile. I mean, I still watch the market profile, but I've found that my cost inventory basis thing is way more effective than the market profile. Not that it's predictive or anything, but in terms of it telling you where to trade and stuff, really, really good. I do admit I haven't been watching those levels as much lately. I've still been doing okay. I primarily use news though. I think the big change that has happened from last time I talked to you, Swiss, was that I almost rely almost completely on fundamentals now. I have a news squawk and I listen to the news and I trade it based off of that primarily. Okay, let me turn on the auto read so if you say something else, I can see it and respond. Wait, did I just crash Ninja again? Oh, hey, maybe I think I have an idea here. So I had that workspace closed and it still crashed.
Swissio says markets fuck asterisk the news. The markets don't follow the news. Risk is off.
Oh, now it's going way back to an older workspace. That's weird. God damn it.
Sunday Driver says, isn't it better to anticipate the news event and establish your position prior?
Not necessarily. Especially if you don't know what's going to happen. Damn it.
SM0K3R says, do you use NewSquawk, formerly RANSquawk, or
No,
Benzinga
no.
or?
I'm
Question mark.
using Financial Juice. I got the founder package for Financial Juice. Wow, Ninja Trader is totally busted right now. Workspaces. All of these workspaces I am going into removing. I have really borked up my Ninja Trader somehow, guys. Ha. Okay. Minimal and nothing. And we look fine. So that's where I'm wondering if I'm wondering if it was in my development workspace actually that there was a problem. What was I working on over there? I don't even remember. So I'm going to close it down again, and I'm going to try and bring back my workspace that I like. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Trump's going to be on the Rush Limbaugh today, which I thought was kind of odd. He's really going with I got to get my base out sort of a thing. But I really think that if you piss off all of the moderates, that you're still going to lose. Okay. So I got all that going. Now let's try.
Swissio says SP now down.
Oh, they're still above the regular session open. Okay. Almost everything's calculated here. Get rid of this one chart though that's in the low that you guys haven't been watching. Okay. Somebody picking it up again at 29. It's a little higher than I expected. Okay.
Sunday Driver says ever since Dems got the right to ballot harvest, the Republican advantage of reliable voter turnout on election day is seriously muted.
Maybe. I guess we'll find out. It sure does feel like that. What the Democrats want is electoral domination, and I think that they'll be a little
Swissio
surprised.
says come on guys, let's push the dirt market short.
I think they'd be a little surprised where that leads to. What, the dirt market? What? Okay, well, they get rid of that one chart. Gonna save the workspace here. And then I'm gonna add them some of these things over here. Okay. Oops, I shouldn't have done it that way. Hold on. these all get a different ID? Sometimes if I do them all together, they all get the same one. No? This one didn't get an ID. Oh, is there a bug? Oh, don't you be no. Oh no. Okay, hold on. Maybe that's it. Well, why would it only be this last 2 days? I guess at this point it could also just really just be Ninja Trader. Let's check our memory usage too. Okay. Okay. Let's just leave the workspace like this for a bit. Seems to work until like I click on something. Aha. Okay. Close that. Minimize that.
Swissio says, guys, you want my money? No.
You know what are you talking about?
Sunday Driver says 2018 in California, Dems got full authority to harvest ballots and Republicans lost every California race. Republicans won the absentee vote, won the day of the vote, but lost because of provisionals.
Mm-hmm. It does seem like that in at least in California that the ability to ballot harvest makes a big difference, but that's probably also largely because the Democrats worked really hard and used it a lot and the Republicans didn't. Mhm.
Swissio says I want to see the market deeper.
Still something wrong. And it just crashed. Fuck. The fuck. Apparently, Donald Trump is not going to campaign this weekend. Oh, guys. Now I only have the most basic stuff open. So if it crashes here on me on this, then there's really something wrong with Ninja Trader. And maybe I will start going in like deleting historical data and shit like that. Actually, that's a really good idea. But first, let's try and figure out what's going on with this. Um, No. 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 Oh. Oh, what? I'm not using Sierra chart.
Swissio says Seth used Sierra chart and TT. Mahdi El Mesaudi says I would like to know your opinion binary option.
No. Bad. Stay away. Very, very bad. We are just deleting the whole Ninja Trader database. You mean risk, or I don't trust those.
Mahdi El
Binary
Mesaudi
options.
says you mean risk or no trust.
Yeah, binary options exchanges is a great way to scam people. They're not. No reason to mess with those. Like, I feel like if you can't do what you want with traditional stocks, options, and futures, that maybe trading's just not for you. But the CFDs and binary options are like such a disaster. Wow, my Ninja Trader database had gotten big. Oh, it is way big. I'm deleting like 15 gigabytes here. Maybe that's why. In the meantime, well, actually, no. You know what? It's 9:30. I can do this on my own. I can do this on my own time. I'm pretty sure that it's just my Ninja Trader is broken because it's gotten too big, as might be the case. We'll see. Anyways, I will figure it out. I'll see you guys on Monday. Hopefully, I have a video out Monday. Have a plan this weekend. So I'll see you then. In the meantime, stay profitable, friends. Oh, we gotta call it. We gotta give it a name. I always do that, huh? Don't we? Confused markets. Mm-hmm. And it's the 9th. Not that the date makes a big deal, but okay. I will see you guys later. Stay profitable.